Oh yeah, ay. When you need a hand and you don't know why, just know that I'll be there. When the road is long and you feel so tired, just know that I'll be there.
Hello, YouTube. My name is John Reagan, and I'm the founder and CEO of E-Powersport.com. You may be wondering why I'm talking like this. Well, there have been many comments that I may be on drugs. Oh, so much better. Don't you know how you just kind of feel like dead tired? Like, I don't know, like comedian Stephen Wright before you have your coffee? I'm just messing with you guys, YouTube. Everybody, hey, what's up? John Reagan with E-Powersport here. I thought I'd do a little different view today. Like up my nose. There's nose hairs? Dang, I gotta trim, man. That's the thing about getting older. You realize like hair starts growing in places that you're like, you knew you had hair, but maybe it wasn't like as aggressive. So the reason I'm doing it a little different, I forgot my phone. It's got my notes, but I can probably just the top of my head, is because I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. You gotta see this. I'm gonna pan over. Look at all these bikes I got. I'm going crazy because I got no room. I need a shop. If you can help me, can you help me get a shop now? So, I actually have bikes I have to put together. I have units I'm in review on. I have things that we're selling. And oh, that's my nose again. Things that we're selling. And man, I'm losing my mind because I'm running out of space is the real problem I'm having here. So with that in mind, no, I'm not having a sale, but we have more bikes coming in, and I'm just going to kind of tool around the shop a little and, you know, scan these bikes for you while I talk. So you see here we got the Engwe and the Himiway sitting next to each other. And I will say that Himiway, this is an excellent cruiser bike. I've taken this out a couple times, just little test rides and stuff, and wow, I mean, power, solidity on the road. You sit high, you sit upright. If that's the way you like to ride, definitely a good solid ride of bike for you. It does keep it at 25, so it's what I like to call reasonable speed accessible for most people. It's not going to be scary fast or anything like that. Pickup is really smooth and even. But it does take advantage of its torque that the 750 watt motor produces to get you that 25 miles per hour. And 25 might sound slow, but one of the things you have to remember is at 25, you're going to get a longer life out of this battery. And that's really how you get that long distance is by keeping it at a reasonable speed. That's what I would say. It's good. Really a good moped kind of replacement. Their bikes are excellent. Speaking of moped replacement, I got the Escape over there. Oh my gosh. You know what? Check this thing out. So I'm not a big fan of scramblers or moped style e-bikes. I think they're usually heavy, all right, which it is. It's a 90-pound e-bike. But this thing is so cool. It is so much fun to ride. And I mean, the battery has a 17.5 amp hour battery pack now instead of the 14. So it does last a respectable amount. If you pedaled with it, I'm sure you could get 45, 50 miles out of a charge, you know, if you gave a little help. And the thing about the weight, where most people are like, oh, it's heavy, you know, be careful of that. It actually is really good for taking corners. I was able to take corners with this thing at 18 plus miles an hour. And it just, it's because it's so heavy. And you get the shocks that give you a little bit of additional like tilt into the corner and stuff. It's really nice. It's actually a really good bike. And if you know how to use the weight of the bike, you can actually get a little bit better performance out of it. Really nice. I was really impressed with that one. So coming back over here to the Engwe, I'm gonna have to do a special review on this one because I was just really blown away by the overall performance of this bike. Really, it's just when you get it out on the road and you start it up and you get going and stuff. Wow. Be careful with it. The motor, 750 watt motor, it kicks in like that. Like when you hit it, it's like, oh, and it just lurches. It goes. So, and no problem getting into the 30 mile per hour range of this one after I unlocked it and reset everything to what it needed to be. Wow. Crazy bike. That is a crazy fun bike. Especially for a foldable. I mean, and the quality on it is really good. Like, so you got this nice thick metal rack here, metal front and rear fenders, where usually you get plastic for that kind of stuff. The frame is really solid build quality. I pointed out in another video that it has this plastic sleeve in here, which again, it doesn't sound like much, but it's those little attention to detail type things that you'll notice in the long term. And I would say that a lot of the things here on the Engwe, even this style of neck for this is a little more solid than some of the others as far as the way it's designed. So yeah, so as far as that bike goes, I'd say great value for the money. I'm really impressed. I mean, seriously, wow. And the ride experience is great. I'm a big handlebar nut. Like I would probably rather widen these a little more because of the way it stands. Again, if you do the BMX modification, that does void your warranty, so do be aware of that. But it is a nice mod on these as well. So, and speaking of mods, haha, I'm back. Speaking of mods, we just did a deal with Engwe, and we're going to be getting a bunch of units to refurbish. And by a bunch, I mean 60 plus units to refurbish for you. And so we're going to refurbish those. We're going to put them up at a really good price. I haven't worked out the warranty situation, but I think because they are returns and we're refurbishing them, they're going to be basically a warranty under us for like 90 days or something. And then any manufacturer's warranty on any parts we've had to put on there, right? If we have to put a new motor set on or something, we'll have a warranty on that as well. But we'll be able to get that to you at a really good price. So keep an eye out. We're working that out right now. Check this thing out. This little Kuberg here. Poor bike. Got that crap beat out of it. Yeah. It was a poor bike. It's okay. It's sad. It's like walking up on a Ferrari and it's got a big old freaking wreck down the one side. So yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. And if you look at the market today as well, especially when it comes to e-bikes and stuff, there's so many things coming out. I just read about one called Jet Fuel, I think it was called, which is like a BMX based frame, e-bike frame with some e-bike stuff on it. But what really turned me off to it was when I realized it wasn't a BMX that they were doing, but a commuter style. Like even in the article it says, oh, this is really just a commuter style bike. They put 26-inch tires. I was like, oh man. I was really kind of hoping somebody had more of that BMX style, because that's one of the things you don't see a lot of, right? Are those BMX style frames with the wheels. I think there's one called the Chimera, I think is one of them, which is really nice. That's a pretty sweet looking bike. And a lot of the other ones tend to be more scrambler style, or the Zoos. I think that was another one too. It's kind of like that. But beyond that, there really aren't a lot of those. And I think that's a space that somebody could really come into and make a really nice bike. Something that people would want to use, right? Want to ride and want to have in their garage. Anyway. Oh, man. So, it's funny. Some people ask me too, are you worried when you see the incumbents, these other motorcycle companies or these other, the other bike companies really pushing into this space more? And, not really so much, because I think there's definitely enough room for everybody, in here, and we fill a different niche that a lot of those companies probably won't want to get into, which is just the more cost-effective things that you can still use, that still perform, but just don't require you necessarily to, sell your car to do it. I mean, if you have to, it's probably a good thing to sell for these. You can get around on them just as well. Ooh, look at the bikes. Now we got more bikes coming. Oh my gosh. Actually, I say that because this week I've got more bikes coming. And then like in another 2-3 weeks, we got more bikes. And we're just waiting to get the container out of customs and stuff and get that thing through and unloaded. So, oh, boy. Definitely need more space. We definitely need more space here. What else? Chimera, the BMX stuff. Oh, I was thinking about this too, like kind of talking about the BMX thing and, builds and stuff like that. And it makes me wonder sometimes, like, especially with the really cheap stuff, right? Like we sell affordable things. We don't sell cheap stuff. I don't sell cheap stuff, right? You can take that cheap stuff talk and you can walk it because I don't talk it. Get it? We don't sell cheap stuff. We sell affordable things. And at the prices they are, they're actually a little above the quality for what a lot of other companies and places will charge you. So with that in mind, what I'm actually talking about are things like Walmart bikes, right? I mean, everybody needs an inexpensive bike, right? You need a cheap bike. I understand that. That's why we're doing the things we're doing, so we can bring you bikes at a lower cost, right? That are still going to be badass. That are still going to get you around and, are going to be fun to ride, of course, right? But their bikes, sometimes when I see the thing and I see the cost and I see the non-performance, as it were, I kind of think to myself, why did you waste resources on that? I mean, now bear with me, because, we're talking about, lithium-ion batteries. We're talking about copper in the windings. We're talking about aluminum in the frames. We're talking about labor time, right? Things like that. So when I look at it and I think about the market, right, and where it's at and what people want, nobody has ever come to me and said, no one actually has ever come to me and said, hey, can you sell me a $500 bike that will only get me 10 miles? And will sell me a $500 bike that I can't really ride very far. So we have the oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it right now. Have the Pasolek little 14-inch one, the Mini 3. That's what it is. Which is $799. And I don't have it listed yet because we just got our stuff in with Engwe. I just got the Engwe stuff listed, which, by the way, lovely bike. You can go on our website right now, www.e-powersport.com, and order one. I highly recommend it. Especially if you're in the market for a freaking high performance foldable. It's just nice. Anyway, so one of the units they have is a 14-inch wheeled bike that is very similar to the Mini 3, only it has 3 sets of suspension in the rear. 2. It has a mid shock in the frame and 2 rear shocks to the wheel arms and front suspension. And it's only $500. A 10.4 amp hour battery, a 350 watt motor, and only, I mean, seriously, only is the right term here, $500. Because we sell a similar one via Pasolek, not Engwe, for I think that one's $725, which is, I mean, I just base everything off what people sell them to me for, what I can get my wholesale cost for, and then I put my markup on it. And it's not a very big markup, I'll tell you. So, yeah, so it just kind of blows my mind, the variance that you can find between just the brands, even in the style of bike that people might want or need. So what I'm getting at is, why go and spend $500, right, on a Walmart bike that has a 6 or 7 amp hour battery pack? That you're just gonna toss out. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not Walmart. This isn't their area. This isn't what they do. So they don't really understand I mean, what they're buying into when they're buying them, at least in my opinion. All right. When you could buy a bike like this other one I'm talking about, which is the T14, for $499, and it has a 10.4 amp hour battery pack, front and rear shocks. It'll get you the 15-20 miles you need to go. Yeah, and you could even get backup battery packs for it because it's not anything proprietary. It's just those little packs, it's just a little pack like that, just like that. So, I guess for me, we're gonna have those up and listed. They're actually coming in. I think they're unloaded already. So we'll have those listed as well. And I think it's a good deal, especially if you're looking for something really small that you can fold down. It's called the Engwe T14. And it's only $500. It's $499.99. I mean, that's what they tell me I have to sell them for. So, but yeah, it's a good deal. I mean, if you just need something small like that, I would definitely go with that route. Other than that, I'm working on putting some bikes together. I got to clear out the garage a little bit, what I can. Hopefully get some of this garbage out of here too, because, a lot of cardboard. So, yeah. And then working on closing the contract for the new shop so we can clear out my garage and make my wife happy again. We can have room to actually work on stuff, because at this point I am starting to run out. I'm gonna have to move things outside that have the alarms on them during the day so I can work on things. Move them back in. It's crazy. But yeah, take it easy, YouTube. Y'all have fun. Be safe out there. Watch for the traffic, and hopefully the traffic is watching out for you.
Know that I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there.